So we're here today at a strawberry farm in Plant City area, and what we're looking to do is trying to install a soil moisture sensor to help the grower hone in a little bit on his irrigation schedule and fertility adjustment as well. So there's a few things here that you should consider when you're selecting a good place to for your sensor in the field. So you want to select a block that is mostly representative of all your farm. If you have two very different blocks from each other across your farm, you may want to place multiple sensors at those different blocks that are maybe very dry or maybe have different soils. But generally, you want to select something that is more representative to the whole farm. You want to stay away from edges of the beds. You want to stay away from very dry area or very wet areas. So there's a lot of different sensors out there, different brands, different types. The one we're working with today, again, this is not an advertisement or endorsement to that company, but this is the one that we're installing today and working with the farmer that he prefers to work with that specific model, is from a company called BMP Logic. And this is basically what you see. This is exactly what we're gonna do. In my right hand here, what I have is the actual probe itself that is gonna go into the ground, and it goes all the way to the top of the sensor. You're gonna see in a minute. And there are little notches here. It starts from 2 inches and then goes every 4 inches you have a sensor. So it gives you the moisture throughout the profile of the soil. And then it's connected to the brains of the unit. This says this is a solar powered unit, and it got a SIM card that sends data, and you can adjust how often you want to receive that data point. So usually it's set to an hourly data points. So one more thing to mention about this sensor, about this probe, this soil moisture probe, is this is slightly tapered in the soil. So what we want to do is we want to keep a very tight fit in the soil profile with the soil, because if there's any gaps or any air pockets, the sensors are not going to read correctly, and you're going to get false data, and that's worse than getting no data. So what we have here is this drill bit unit, and this is a special drill bit unit that is tapered to the exact size of the probe. And so all that we do is just drill all the way down to the soil, pull the drill bit without disturbing any of the soil, and just slowly and carefully drop the probe and make sure that it has a tight fit in the soil. So what we selected kind of a representative area. Those are mid-sized plants that are representative of the block again. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the sensor right in between. Usually it's about 4 to 6 inches away from the plant. So we're gonna place the sensor right in between those two plants. So we're gonna start drilling here, and it's more representative. We want to stay a little bit away from the shoulder. We don't want to go too much to the shoulder. We don't want to go too much to the center. So that's a good place here, and it's representative of the plants as well, where the plants location are. So we'll go ahead and do that. So now we've drilled the hole in the ground here, and we're ready to drop the sensor. So carefully, without disturbing the soil, we'll try to push it underneath and not drop any extra soil under there as well. We'll also put the brains of the unit here. So as you can see, the unit is now installed, the brains installed, and it's very low profile of the soil, so there's very little chance of the tractor, the spray boom hitting that. All that's remaining to do is just tuck the cables in and just zip tie them somewhere, and we're good to go. So the last thing here that we need to do is to hook up this unit from the inside, make sure that it is connected, the battery wires are connected, so that the sensor starts sending data as soon as we do that. So we're gonna open the unit here, and you'll see it's got one wire and it's got the battery, and again, this is the battery's connected to the solar panel. It's charging automatically, and all that we need to do is just plug in this little wire here. So it will go in this little slot. All we'll do is put this back together, and it's got weatherproof seals on it, so it's weatherproof against any sprays or water or rain or anything, so you don't have to worry about it the rest of the season. And once it's connected, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to remove it. You don't want to unplug the sensor from the unit, because if it is actively sending data, and there's a little light here that shows that it is sending data, there's a little orange line, a light there. If it is actively sending data and you disconnect anything, that could potentially fry the whole brains of the unit. Get alerted ahead of time once that point gets a little bit.
Yeah, that point is killing it. What happens here? You record, they take off.
Every single time. That's
It's like
yeah, I have to cut that out.